We're going to chat a little bit about their companies and specifically their product organizations. So we'll start off with a quick intro. Could you tell us a little bit about your company, what amount of funding you've done, what size you're at, and about your product as well?
Hey everyone, it's been awesome here this week at SaaSNorth. It's first year that we have come to Ottawa, so it's awesome, and thanks for hosting the panel. So Ordway, we are a billing automation solution. We bridge the gap between sales and finance by automating invoicing, payment processing, revenue recognition. It's a huge pain point for a lot of finance organizations. They're doing things manually a lot, and that's where Ordway has built a framework to bridge that gap for a lot of manual inefficiencies in back office finance.
Yeah, so Samir, over to you. What was sort of the initial, how did you come up with the initial idea before you started product development?
Sure. The aha moment is a little bit of a misnomer. It's never an overnight aha moment. It's an aha moment in the making that takes a little bit of time. When we started doing market research on where the pain points exist in back office finance, it was not, oh, I am struggling with this or I'm struggling with that. You may be doing this thing well, but you may be struggling with another thing poorly. But when you put the entire workflow from contract lifecycle, from the time you close the deal with the sales, when the sales guy closes the deal, how you invoice it, how you process the payment for it, how you recognize revenue for it, the entire process is very, very painful. So for us, the aha moment was, you start talking to a customer, you start listening to their pain point, you're like, aha, there is an opportunity. That aha moment just keeps getting louder and louder when you have more of these market research interviews. If you are a product company and you are building products, you are essentially the CEO of your product. You are responsible for making sure that the customers who use the product are successful. You will get credit for a job well done. You will also get blamed for a job not well done if So to answer your question, it has not been that hard if you really look at from a role perspective. Yes, I didn't have to deal with investors earlier, but now I do. But other than that,
You didn't have the privilege.
I didn't have the privilege, or it depends on how you what you call it. But from a day-to-day execution perspective, it's been pretty seamless in the way that what we do today as a company is what a product manager does as well. We talk to customers a lot. We work with customers very, very closely. As a company, we embed ourselves in the company's workflow when it comes to finance, and essentially, that's how we are building the product, that's how we are building the company, and that's how the transition has come about. So I would say it's been pretty smooth for the most part.
Yeah, I definitely found that the whole product development and product research process is also a great way to build your early sales pipeline early on. So all of those product interviews that you're doing, if you end up delivering on a part of the conversation that you maybe had from a product perspective, then you can go back to those people and more easily start selling your products. So that's just another benefit from getting out early and talking to your customers.
The way we like to optimize our product roadmap and strategy, we call them the 3 R's of product development: reach, revenue, and retention. How do we prioritize something? When the company is getting started, you want to optimize for how quickly can we reach customers, right? And there's always the tussle between this feature will get us a new customer versus this feature will get us more revenue. And then third R is retention. There's always your existing customers who are asking for more features, more things, and you have to balance it out. What do you optimize the product roadmap for? If you have the resources and you can do all 3 in parallel and create 3 silos, great. But you have to stack rank each product feature on what is going to take more priority and so forth. And at the end of the day, yes, sometimes there is a louder voice in the room than the other, and that loud voice can come from an existing customer, can come from one of the product managers responsible for their areas, or it could be some future sales prospect or sales guy who wants this feature because he wants to close this deal. So he wants that commitment in the contract. So that's how basically our product roadmap also comes about.
Yeah, I think that's a really simple way to keep it in mind. 3 R's. That's definitely worth applying even at our organization. Just a really clear way to split it up. So I really like that. The other thing that can bring a lot of comfort is having a really strong team within your company leading the product organization. Are there a couple things that either of you look for when interviewing your next product or design candidates that you have found to be absolutely critical to the success of delivering on your product roadmap? We can start with you, Samir.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think my simple philosophy of hiring is to hire people better than me, right? Like that's how you make the organization scalable. You definitely need to find people with the right talent, but right commitment and right passion is an important aspect of the job too. We like to say that skills can be taught. Passion sometimes can't always be taught, right? So the commitment and to get things done is really important. But how do you do that? Like, I mean, we certainly try to optimize for people who are smart, people who can execute it themselves, and we empower everybody to. We are very flat in our organization to be fully transparent, and we want to hire people who don't need to be managed. That's what we try to optimize for.